I made a deep research about the coin Floppy and why is it special, what potential does it have. If you clicked on this video, you probably know what this is about. What happened? A man basically unalived a family dog, took a photo with it and posted it as a quote-unquote trophy. Now he's refusing to return the lifeless body to the owners. Potential outcomes is obviously to get in contact with the family and, well, obviously to get the guy to prison, alright? Now let's move on to the community, alright? The community has almost 700 members in less than 24 hours, alright? This already shows the support that this dog has. In one day it's like 700 members, which is like crazy, alright? 3,300 total holders, and it has a really strong community. As you can see, 300 rockets, alright, and 500 boost. This is again a really good sign that this coin has a lot of potential. These are the two admins that hold the Twitter account. Total followers about 1,500. They're both verified, which is good, but this guy has only made the account for the Floppy meme coin, alright? These two pictures that are in the gold frame are the actual dog, alright? This one, this man is the dog owner. Then we got some artworks here, that's all around the community. So we can see the support is already massive if there's so much art. Now, before I move on to tokenomics and technical analysis, show some support, alright? Like, subscribe, whatever you want. Now, the tokenomics, alright? The time of recording, 5:14, that's the same day as this video will be published. This is a Bonk token, alright? This is not a particular Solana token. Well, Bonk is Solana token, it's like on a Bonk blockchain. So this adds a very much uniqueness to it. Also a really good sign. The holders look like this, alright? Insiders only 3.5%. Top 10 holders also pretty good. Not perfect, not ideal, but also more than 20 would be bad, so it's about in the middle. And bundles only 0.5%, which is again really good. And as we can see, holders almost 80%, which is like a lot of coin don't have this much community power. So this means that no devs or bundles can dump at any time, as we can see, and the dev is holding also 0%. The bubble maps, as you can see, not many bundles here. Top 20 holders look like this. Now these three wallets are not ideal with their more than 2% holding, but again, the coin is so new that there isn't a big risk with this one. If you want to take a quick look at this. And now I would risk this low from the rock pulling or whatever scamming side of this coin. I'd say it's like really healthy. One of the healthiest coins I've seen in a long time, alright? Now let's move on to the technical analysis, alright? I'm gonna show you the chart, I'm gonna show you the potential gains, right? Risk management, where should your stop loss be, where should your take profit be, and good entries, tips and resistance levels. As we can see, first thing, Floppy is about 13th, more than 1000% growth, and obviously the 500 boosts, which add a lot, okay? Now, this is the chart right now. If you are new to meme coins, I'm pretty sure you're saying that this chart looks bad, alright? But in reality, I wouldn't say so. From the first thing, already we can see two very clear support levels. We had this one right here, which it broke, alright, the 1 million zone. But I would even, have some mercy and extend it about somewhere here, alright? Worst case scenario, maybe it's gonna hit the previous high, but in my opinion, there are three possible outcomes on this coin. The first outcome, I'm just gonna get it out of the way, which I myself think there's a really low chance unless something like disastrous happens. But obviously the first outcome is that this coin is already dead, it hit his high, now is quote unquote accumulating and is dying out to zero, alright? Now the second outcome, which I think is much more likely, I'd even say certain in some ways, is that it's accumulating right now, alright? It hit his high at 4.5 million. Now it has tapped 1 million zone. What I basically have seen a lot of meme coins do, alright? I've been in this space for about 6 months, and I've seen a lot of meme coins do is that they make a high, right? Then they go back. As we can see, it didn't necessarily broke any resistance lines. What they do is they usually go and make a second high. Well, not high, but trying to get the high and then completely dying out, alright? Again, I'd say this is pretty unlikely considering the community, the support, the 500 boost, alright? This has so many green signs that this will not happen, but if this happens, then if you bought right now, you could already get a 4x, alright? Something like that. I'd say a 3 million is pretty likely milestone, right? Something about here. But now I'm gonna talk about the third outcome, which I think is the most likely. I think the most likely that this coin, as I said in the beginning of the video, that this has the potential to reach Pnut level, alright? If you don't know what a coin Pnut is, if you're new to meme coin space, then this coin basically was a squirrel, alright? It was unalived by the US government, alright? And it exploded to 2 billion market cap, alright? At its peak. So, about here. I'm not saying, well, obviously the market conditions were different back then. It was about in November. But I think that it's very likely that this coin will reach about 10 million. That this coin will reach about 50 million. And we're even talking 100 million, alright? Of course, in meme coins you can never be 100% certain because it's so volatile. But I really think that this has the potential to do that. So what would it mean? Alright? That means it made the first time here 5 million. Now it's accumulating, alright? It's accumulating. What we wanna see next is still, I think the first resistance line is about at 3 million. That means about here, alright? And what we wanna see too is, you know, touch that 3 mil, maybe even come back here, and then go on a run, alright? Then we're seeing it at 10 million and stuff like this. Alright, I'm in this coin at 2 million. Could have timed the tip a bit better, alright? I got in at here. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm still holding it. I'm definitely not selling it anytime soon. I just don't see any reason why this coin wouldn't go to 10 million. It just isn't realistic that the coin like this pumps to 5 million. Let me remind you that this happened in literally 8 hours, alright? The coin pumped to 8 million, even if you want to take this one here. Coin pumped to 5 million in 4 hours. Alright? No big news came. The story just got leaked, alright? Everyone got in, and now, you know, it's quote unquote dying. But I do think that this has a lot of potential, considering it got to 5 million in literally 8 hours, alright? Now, coins like this don't just go to 5 million and then just die, alright? This doesn't happen. So that's why I said that the second option is it just touches the 3 million line and then maybe dies. But again, I really don't see it. I really see it going to 10 million. I really see it going to 20 million, 50, alright? Maybe even 100. Now that we're here, alright? If we move on to conclusion, alright? Obviously, this is not a financial advice. You decide if you buy it or not. Nothing is certain, manage your risk, and that's enough, alright? Put the stop loss. It's not just a meme coin, it's actually spreading awareness, and it's actually trying to get the guy in prison. Because the thing is, a lot of people think that meme coins are just like dumb money, alright? I'd argue that meme coins spread a lot of awareness. If we look at Pnut, alright, nobody wouldn't known what Pnut is and, you know, what happened to it if there wasn't a meme coin to it, alright? Everyone saw it in Instagram, on TikTok, you know, on YouTube, you know. It spread so much awareness to it that people just naturally started to know that. So I think this is doing the same thing. This is actually trying to get the guy in prison, which is like, you know, I'd say the end goal. So I really do think that this is more than just a meme coin. It's actually trying to spread awareness. Now, before I end this video, I want to talk about a bit myself. Who am I? I'm a future pro meme coin trader, alright? I'm really confident in my ability to learn from my mistakes. What I'm also doing is I'm sharing every one of my mistake, every one of my trading mistake, buying mistake, selling mistake publicly. So you can basically learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make them yourself. There are streamers, there are BKOLs that are just gambling, and even if they're making money purely off of your copywriting. So I'm not doing any of that. If I'm streaming someday, then I'm definitely not gonna farm my subscribers or followers, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, why me? As I already said, I'm sharing my mistakes with 100% honesty. You can fasten your learning curve by at least 100x if you just look at my mistake, because the thing is, if I make a mistake and lose $100 on a trade, you can literally just not make that mistake. Or obviously I'll be explaining my mistakes and why I made them, so it's the best deal you could get anywhere. Alright, a little bit about my channel. Videos every 2 to 3 days. You can follow my socials for updates. If you haven't started your meme coin trading journey, then this is the best blading platform right now, and you can also get Solana back on every one of your trades. This is with my referral link, so it automatically supports me if you use that. Follow my X, where I mainly post my technical analysis, Telegram where I post free calls, and Instagram where I post a lot of short form content and quick tips and tricks in meme coin trading. And for the last thing, subscribe, like, comment, alright? Comment your thoughts about this coin. As I already said, the coin is like 1 day old and I already got this much info about it. I really recommend you to subscribe to me to get info about coins like this. I'm also available to requests, so if you have any particular coin that you'd want me to research, then also I'm up to make that video. That's about it. See ya.